This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soy Bifa Jacoch. Doctors at one of the last functioning hospitals in the besieged Sudanese city of el-Fasher say they have been forced to close down the facility after it was attacked. The hospital has been supported by the medical charity Médecins Sans Frontières (MSF), which had described it as the only one left in el-Fasher where injured civilians could receive treatment. For several days, there have been reports of shells hitting the city's South Hospital, causing injuries and deaths. But now, eyewitnesses say fighters from the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) have entered the facility. On Saturday, they drove up to the hospital and opened fire, looting drugs and medical equipment, stealing an ambulance and assaulting staff. While electricity and water supplies do not yet work at a nearby dilapidated hospital where MSF is having to move their el-Fasher operations, saying Mr. Kowasiki, leaving injured civilians with nowhere to go for at least a week. Saturday's attack is yet another sign that there are no rules in the Sudanese war. The Sudanese National Army, which has been fighting the RSF over the past year, has also been accused of widespread abuses. But in this case, the RSF has forced the hospital where civilians were being treated to shut down. The paramilitary force is widely reported to be backed by the United Arab Emirates. Officials there deny it. Across the country, more than 15,000 people are estimated to have been killed since the conflict started in April 2023, while almost 9 million have been forced to flee their homes, more than in any other conflict in the world. Lengthy jail terms have been handed to 22 Chinese citizens and a Cameroonian man for cyber-related crimes in Zambia. The gang's only female convict, Gu Tanjiao, reportedly cried "Papa" as her 7-year sentence was announced in the Lusaka Magistrate Court. Some in the gang, including its mastermind Li Xiangling, received up to 11 years in prison. The group's members were also fined between $1,500 and $3,000, that is €1,180, and €2,360 each. Victims as far afield as Singapore, Peru, and the United Arab Emirates fell prey to their online scams, say Zambian authorities. After a trial lasting several weeks, the perpetrators pleaded guilty on 3 charges: computer-related misrepresentation, identity-related crimes, and illegally operating a network or service. The 22 people jailed were among a bigger group of 77 suspects arrested in April in connection with what authorities called a sophisticated internet fraud syndicate. The swoop on a Chinese-run company in the capital, Lusaka, followed an alarming rise in internet fraud cases in the country, targeting people in countries around the world. Growing numbers of Zambians losing money from their mobile and bank accounts through money laundering schemes, while extend to other foreign countries, the Drug Enforcement Commission (DEC) said in April. A violent clash over the weekend between 2 clans in central Somalia has killed at least 55 people and injured another 155. Residents and medical officials said Somalia's federal government is not only struggling to contain violence unleashed by the al-Qaeda-linked al-Shabaab group, but is also facing clan-based clashes over control of land and water in the Horn of Africa nation. The fighting between the Deir and Marian clans, which used to jointly fight al-Shabaab years ago, erupted on Saturday, in Abu Dwag and Herale towns in Gamudog region over grazing land and watering points, said Farah Noor, a clan elder and resident. Herale personnel from hospitals in Herale, Abu Wag, and other 2 adjacent towns confirmed they had attended to 115 people who were wounded in the fighting. Those who died were buried immediately, residents said. The fighting subsided following the arrival of federal government soldiers, residents said. Egypt's annual urban customer price inflation decreased to 28.1% in May from 32.5% in April, slowing even faster than analysts had expected. Data from the statistics agency Campmas showed a poll of 19 analysts had forecast inflation to decrease to a median 30.4%, continuing a slowing trend that started in September when inflation peaked at 38.0%. Food prices in May were 31.0% higher than in May 2023. energy. May was the third straight month of declines since a surprise surge in prices in February. Month on month, prices fell by 0.7% in May, while food prices dropped by 3.0%. Inflation has been elevated for the past year, driven largely by rapid growth in the money supply. That is the size of top accolade African news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Monday.